There's a reason trousers have dominated women's wardrobes for decades. They weren't just practical, they were protective. They gave structure in spaces that weren't built for women. They borrowed authority from systems that already existed. They let women move through the world without having to explain themselves. And now, quietly, something is changing. The skirt replacing trousers in 2026 isn't a trend. It's a reassessment, not a fashion, of how women want to relate to power, time and visibility now. Welcome to GTWJ. I'm Ju, and before we begin, grab yourself a cup of coffee, tea, or something nice to drink. Take a breath, settle in. Because this video is not about styling skirts. It's about why women are choosing them and what that choice signals. This isn't nostalgia, it isn't rebellion, and it isn't a return to softness. It's functional femininity, control without hardness, presence without armor. And to understand why this skirt is replacing trousers in 2026, we have to start with why trousers mattered so much in the first place. For a long time, trousers were permission garments. They said, I belong here. They said, I am competent. They said, I am serious enough to be listened to. They helped women disappear into systems that weren't designed for them, not in a negative way, but in an adaptive one. Trousers made the body legible to institutions, offices, power structures, professional spaces. They simplified the visual conversation. You didn't have to explain yourself if your clothes already spoke the language of authority. And that worked. Trousers became shorthand for legitimacy, for focus, for efficiency, for readiness. But here's what's changed. Trousers haven't fallen out of favor because they stopped working. They're losing emotional relevance because they work too well at something many women are no longer optimizing for. In 2026, a lot of women are no longer trying to prove productivity through their bodies. They're no longer trying to look prepared at all times. They're not trying to visually perform capability. They already know they are capable. And trousers, especially in the way they've been worn for years, carry a certain pressure. They signal optimization, correctness, efficiency. They imply you're always on task, always in position, always ready to be assessed. Trousers still function. They just no longer feel like the only language of seriousness. So the question isn't why skirts are back. The question is, what kind of skirt replaces trousers? Because this isn't about femininity returning as decoration. The skirt that's replacing trousers in 2026 doesn't announce itself. It doesn't sway. It doesn't flirt. It doesn't decorate the body. It holds, it anchors, it moves with intent. This skirt doesn't ask to be read as feminine. It doesn't ask to be interpreted at all. And that's the shift. For decades, skirts were burdened with meaning. They were coded as romantic, nostalgic, decorative, impractical, emotional. They required explanation, justification, styling effort to be taken seriously. The skirt returning now has none of that. It doesn't restrict authority. It doesn't soften power. It doesn't need context. It simply assumes presence. Psychologically, that's why it feels different. This skirt allows authority without stiffness, femininity without performance, control without hardness. And what's powerful about it is not how it looks, but how it removes negotiation from the body. That's the relief women are responding to. Because so much of modern dressing has become negotiation. Am I casual enough? Am I professional enough? Am I feminine enough? Am I serious enough? Am I visible in the right way? This skirt ends that conversation. Trousers often negotiate power. This skirt assumes it. That's why women feel calmer in it. And this is where it becomes a lifestyle shift, not a fashion cycle. The skirt replacing trousers works because it transitions without costume logic. It doesn't dress up or dress down. It stays consistent while your day changes. You can move through meetings, travel, walking, sitting, existing, without recalibrating your identity every time the context shifts. It doesn't collapse into too casual. It doesn't escalate into too formal. It holds its tone. And holding tone is the real luxury right now. Because in 2026, women are exhausted by constant adjustment, constant interpretation, constant signaling. This skirt reduces friction. It simplifies the day. It allows the body to exist without commentary. And that's why it feels so different from skirts of the past. And that's why it's replacing trousers, not visually, but behaviorally. Now, it's important to say this clearly. This isn't for women who want attention. It's for women who want coherence. If trousers still feel right for you, that's not outdated. That's alignment. This shift isn't about rejecting anything. It's about choosing what reflects how you actually want to move through life now. And that's also why this skirt doesn't need trend validation. You don't recognize it by silhouette, you recognize it by how it behaves. You know it's the right one if it allows you to move without adjusting yourself. It holds its presence without help. It makes your day feel simpler, not more styled, not exciting, not dramatic, clear. And clarity is the real replacement here. The skirt replacing trousers in 2026 isn't about going backward. It's about choosing a different kind of forward, one that doesn't rely on armor, one that doesn't rely on performance, one that doesn't rely on proving anything visually. It's quieter. And quiet right now is a form of confidence, because confidence no longer needs to look busy. And that's what this skirt understands. If you've been feeling drawn to skirts again without knowing why, this is it. It's not about nostalgia. It's not about femininity. It's about how you want to occupy space. And I'd love to know, when you think about skirts versus trousers, what feels more aligned with your life right now? Not your image, your life. Tell me in the comments. And there's one more layer to this shift that I want to name, because it explains why this skirt feels so quietly persuasive right now. For a long time, women dressed for situations: work, dinner, travel, events, errands. Each situation came with a visual code, and trousers were incredibly good at adapting to those codes. You could harden them, soften them, professionalize them, casualize them. They were flexible. But that flexibility came at a cost. You had to keep switching posture, switching tone, switching who you were allowed to be. The skirt that's replacing trousers in 2026 doesn't adapt to situations. It adapts to continuity. It lets you stay the same woman across contexts. And that's not a small thing, because one of the quiet stresses women carry, especially as life gets fuller, is the constant internal recalibration. Who am I in this room? Who am I supposed to be here? What version of myself is acceptable now? The skirt removes that question. You don't become more formal or more relaxed. You don't harden or soften. You don't perform competence or ease. You simply remain. That's why women describe feeling themselves in it. Not dressed up, not dressed down, just intact. And this is where the replacement becomes undeniable. Trousers often pull the body into readiness. This skirt lets the body stay present. Readiness is about anticipation. Presence is about confidence. In 2026, presence is winning. Another reason this skirt is taking over has nothing to do with aesthetics and everything to do with time. Trousers are efficient, but they're also time conscious. They imply urgency, forward motion, task orientation. The skirt that's returning does something different with time. It slows the body without slowing the woman. It doesn't rush, it doesn't drag, it doesn't announce speed or stillness. It exists at a steady pace. And in a culture where women are trying to step out of constant acceleration without stepping out of ambition, that pace matters. This is not about being less driven, it's about being less fragmented. Which brings me to something subtle but important. This skirt doesn't change how women look, it changes how women are perceived. Not as softer, not as more feminine, not as more relaxed, but as less available for interpretation. Trousers often invite assessment. Is she working? Is she casual? Is she off duty? Is she trying? This skirt doesn't invite that. It doesn't explain itself. It doesn't narrate intention. And that makes people stop asking questions, which is a kind of power that's hard to describe until you feel it. That's also why this skirt works across ages, industries, lifestyles, and personalities. It's not youthful, it's not mature, it's not trendy, it's not conservative, it's self-contained. And self-contained dressing is the defining energy of 2026. Not self-protective, not self-effacing, self-contained. You don't spill into the room, you don't shrink to fit it, you don't armor against it. You enter as you are. That's the behavioral replacement. And this is why I've been careful not to name the skirt as a shape, because once it becomes a silhouette, people will start copying it instead of understanding it. This isn't about length or cut, it's about function. If you find yourself reaching for a skirt because it makes your day feel simpler, because you don't have to think around it, because it lets you sit, walk, stand, work, move, exist without adjustment, that's the one. And if you don't feel that pull, that's okay too. Replacement doesn't mean elimination. Trousers aren't disappearing. They're just no longer the default. They've lost their monopoly on seriousness. And that's a sign of progress, not regression. Because when women no longer need one garment to legitimize them everywhere, it means legitimacy has finally moved inward. So if you're building your wardrobe in 2026, here's the quiet reframe I'll leave you with. Don't ask whether skirts are back. Ask which garments let you remain consistent across your life. The skirt replacing trousers is not about fashion winning over function. It's about function evolving. And it's about women choosing presence over preparedness, which is a very grown choice. If this perspective resonated, if you felt seen in the idea of coherence, continuity, and quiet authority, that's exactly the conversation we keep going inside GTWJ. Not trends, not rules, not performance, just understanding why certain choices feel right now and how to trust them. And I'm curious, when you imagine your life this year, where do you feel the most friction in getting dressed? Is it needing to look serious, needing to look effortless, needing to look like you belong? Tell me in the comments. And now let's bring it into your wardrobe in a way that feels calm, realistic, and actually useful. Because the point of this video is not to convince you to abandon trousers. The point is to show you why this skirt is becoming the new default for so many women, and how to translate that shift without turning it into a costume. So here's how you adapt it. Not by styling a skirt, by building a skirt system. Because trousers worked for decades, not just because they were practical, but because they had a system around them. You knew what they paired with, you knew what they meant, you knew how to live in them. If you want this skirt to replace trousers in your real life, you need to treat it the same way, as a foundation, not an event. So the first question isn't, which skirt should I buy? The first question is, where do trousers currently do the most work for me? Is it work days, travel days, errand days, days where you need to look composed but you don't want to think? Because the skirt that replaces trousers is not the skirt you save, it's the skirt you reach for without negotiation. So your wardrobe adaptation starts here. Choose the skirt that you can wear on a day when you're not in the mood to be creative. If the skirt requires you to become a stylist, it's not the replacement. If the skirt makes you feel instantly complete, it's a contender. Now, once you have that base, here's the second shift. Stop building skirt outfits around femininity. Build them around function. This skirt doesn't need to be made feminine. That's the old energy. That's the version of skirts that feels nostalgic, decorative, and sometimes emotionally immature. The 2026 skirt works when it's treated like a serious garment, like a piece of architecture you live inside. So instead of asking, what's a cute top, ask, what holds the same tone? Because the only way this skirt looks modern is if everything around it is equally coherent. Not dramatic, not loud, not styled for content, coherent. And coherence is created through three things: continuity of texture, continuity of intention, continuity of pace. Texture, if the skirt feels grounded, the rest can't feel flimsy. Intention, if the skirt feels deliberate, the rest can't feel accidental. Pace, if the skirt moves calmly, the rest can't look frantic. That's how you avoid looking like you're wearing a skirt because it's trending. You look like you're wearing it because it's your life. Now the third part, this is where women either make it or break it. The skirt needs a shoe relationship that matches its purpose, because trousers can tolerate more types of shoes without collapsing the look. Skirts are more honest. They reveal the logic immediately. If you want the skirt to replace trousers, it has to work with shoes that you can actually wear, not shoes that look good only in a mirror, shoes that survive walking, waiting, standing, commuting, carrying life. This is why the skirt replacement is not about romantic femininity, it's about mobility. The skirt doesn't win because it's pretty, it wins because it's stable. So your question becomes, can I walk like myself in this? Because if you can't, you'll stop reaching for it. And the whole point is reach. Now the fourth adaptation is the one nobody talks about, but it's the real difference between wearing skirts and living in them. Outerwear. Outerwear is what makes the skirt feel like a wardrobe system instead of a seasonal experiment. The trousers era made women lean heavily on jackets and coats to create authority. That's why trousers and outerwear became a set. The coat finishes it, the blazer legitimizes it, the structure completes it. The skirt replacing trousers works the same way, just without the hardness. You want outerwear that reinforces composure without turning you into a business costume. Outerwear that doesn't shout professional, but quietly implies, I'm put together. And once you have that, the skirt becomes incredibly simple, because it stops being an outfit piece, it becomes a default. Now let's talk about the emotional piece, because this is where women truly feel relief. The skirt that replaces trousers is the skirt that reduces decision fatigue. So you don't want 5 different skirt personalities in your closet. You want one main skirt that becomes your baseline. And once that baseline exists, you can add nuance. You can have a more relaxed version, a more polished version, a more warm weather version. But the first skirt has to do the heavy lifting, because the whole reason trousers dominated was reliability. This is reliability, just with a different type of power. And I want to say this clearly. If you've tried skirts before and you felt off, it doesn't mean skirts aren't for you. It usually means you were trying skirts that were asking you to perform femininity instead of allowing you to carry authority differently. That's the difference. The skirt replacing trousers does not make you feel watched. It makes you feel self-contained. And if that's the feeling you've been craving, you'll know it instantly when you put it on. Now let's close this in a way that's honest. This isn't a trend, it's a reorientation. Trousers were a language women needed for a long time because they borrowed structure from a world that demanded proof. The skirt returning now isn't about giving that structure up. It's about no longer needing to borrow it. It's about control without hardness. It's about presence without performance. It's about being deliberate without being defensive. And if you want to go deeper into this conversation, the psychology of why women are changing, what's happening culturally, and how to translate these shifts into a wardrobe that feels coherent, this is exactly what GTWJ issue 002 were made for. Issue 001 takes you into the cultural shift behind taste. Why certain silhouettes start feeling right, why others start feeling heavy, and what women are truly moving toward right now. Issue 002 takes it into the closet. How to build a wardrobe that supports your real life, how to shop without regret, and how to look elegant in a way that feels like you, not like a performance. The link is in the description. And now I want to hear from you. Do trousers still feel like your strongest language? Or are you starting to crave something quieter, something that still holds authority but feels less armored? And if you are feeling the skirt shift, what's the one thing that stops you? Movement, shoes, feeling too visible, not knowing how to make it feel like you? Tell me in the comments. I'll be there with you, and I'll see you in the next one.